sound on. Transition to the talking screen. And hello, everyone. How are you doing, Mama?
I'm doing all right. How are you this evening?
Doing well. Yeah, the event I went to last week was all right. Kind of wish I'd done Sudoku instead, but oh well. But aside from that, I don't think I have anything fun or interesting to share. I guess I went to a board game event over the weekend. That was pretty fun. Played Hanami and Cascadia and I think I played a third game, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, Tenby. So some interesting new games to me. Although I'd played Hanami the last time I was at the same board game event.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, anything fun or interesting you have to share, Mama?
Well, not a whole, no, not really, but I did find a copy of Thorough, the Game of the Past,
Okay.
which I know you've played.
Hmm.
It's like, sweet, I got it for a couple bucks,
Nice. I
which is even better.
yeah, I that one's the one where you're trying to force people off of the board, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah.
And
That one's pretty interesting.
not accidentally force yourself off the board.
Hmm.
Like, oops, made a wrong turn there.
I am I'm definitely remembering the game, just not everything about it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Um,
If you're looking it up, it's spelled Tsuro.
yeah. I'm not looking it up, but
Oh, okay.
it might be helpful for other people. Aside from that, um, yeah, I guess it's Sudoku time.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and hop into our first puzzle for today, which is going to be a slowly heated chip sandwich by Chip Sounder. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row column and 3x3 box. Cells separated by a black dot has one digit double the other, a 1:2 ratio. Cells separated by a white dot are consecutive, and adjacent digits along a green line must differ by at least 5. Digits on a slow thermometer must never decrease from the bulb end, and clues outside the grid sum the digits along the indicated row column that appear between the 1 and 9. No negative constraints. All right, let's get started. Well, one thing we can, well, they're the slow thermals. So that would be 1, 2, 3. But this could be a 3, 4, 5, 5 again, 6, 7. So that's still pretty limiting. And then we've got the black dots here in the middle. A 1:2 ratio means that the smaller digit must be from 1 through 4. If it was a 5 or more, it would double to 10 or more, so they're not allowed. And 3 doubles to 6, which ends that set. So we couldn't put 3 and 6 on here. But 1 doubles to 2, which doubles to 4, which doubles to 8. So since there's this set of 4 that are linked together, that has to be our digits, we have to have a 2 or 4 in the middle, but 1, 2, 4, or 8 can be on the outside. The whole set must use 2 and 4, which means we get 4 off of this digit here, and that is actually going to move things up the slow thermometer. Now, the other thing about this one here is we've got 5 consecutive digits. This has to be a 6 or 7, so I can't use 9 on here. And I can't use 8, and I can't use 7. But I could use 6. So this is going to be 1 through 6. And, well, hold on. If it's 1 through 6, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if it's 2 through 6, that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's how that's going to end up looking. And I might as well go ahead and take off the digits 2, 3, 4, and 5 from the rest of the row, because those must appear here in the consecutive digits. And then this is on a slow thermo, which theoretically could have a 1 farther up the thermometer, but this has to go 1, 2, 3. So this is minimum 6. And then Chip Sounder says, hey, Chip Sounder, how are you doing this evening? I'm actually not going to mark the stuff on that thermometer. What else? Good to hear. Let's see, we've got a couple of dots down here. Oh, the 20. I should have thought about that, and then this 10 as well. So this 20 here, clues on the outside of the grid, sum the digits along the indicated row or column that appear between the 1 and the 9. So where can I place 1 and 9? Well, I can place a 1 here, 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 or here. Let's mark that in purple. 20 could be 2, 3, 4, and
Well, 15
5,
would be on
6.
the outside.
Yeah.
And it's going to have to be 15 and 2.
Right. Because we know this one's on the outside.
Well, yeah, it would have to be 15 and 2 because you can't have one on the inside of the run of white Kropkis. So.
Yeah.
And it can't be 6, 9.
Mhm. Oh, that's going to make this a 7, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Unless we could do 15 and 3.
Well, if you do it on the left-hand side in box 1,
Yeah.
it could be
Then the
6,
9 would have
7,
to go
and
here.
2, but then on the right-hand side of that Kropke in box 2, you would have to have the 1 or the 9, and you can't do that because it's not possible to put a 1 or a 9 there.
Okay.
And the same thing if you're coming from the left-hand side. If you do 15 and 3.
Okay.
And since there's not anything to just go with both sides.
Yeah. Okay. So then if it has to be 15 and 2, then we lose the ability to make a 6 here. Excuse me. A 6 here. And that's going to force this to be 7, 8, 9. Which means 7 has to pair with 8. which means this has to be a 1. And 5 gets taken out, so it goes 2, 3, 4. And we
That's an
can't
8.
put that. Yep. 2, 4 on the outside. And okay.
In box 2, well, in row 1, the German Whisper that's entirely in box 2 has to have a low digit from 1
Mm-hmm.
through 4. It has to be 1 or 2.
So 4 is gone and 3 is gone because of the box. If the low digits on the left side, it has to be 1. On the right side, it can get 2. Um, I don't know if that's helpful. Although this one has to be 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. And then Chip Sounder says, it says chip in Morse code. So dash dot is a C. 1, 2, 3, 4 dots is an H. 2 more dots is an I. And dot dash dot is P for chip. Nice. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but not 8 or 9. Oh, looking at this one right here, if this was a high digit, it would have to be a 6. But that
Oh, yeah.
6 would have to pair with a 1, but this can't be a 1 because this can't be a 2. So this one must be a low digit, not a 1. So 2 is gone, and so is 6.
And it
Uh,
can't be 4 because 4 would have to pair with, yeah.
right. And now these two have to be consecutive, so we lose the 1 here, we lose the high digits there, and so we lose everything over there. So now we have to have a 2 on this side, so that's going to give us 3 and 8, and then 7, and then we're going to get a 1, 2 pair. 4, 5, and 6, I think, is what's left over in the row. Two, 4, 5, 6. To finish off box 1.
Row 7, the 5 is going to have to be one end or the other.
It cannot
And
be on the black dot as we discussed previously, and you can't put it on a German whisper line, the green lines with a difference of at least 5, because 5 steps away from 5 is either a 0 or a 10, and neither of which we can represent or anything outside of those. Can't do negative numbers or two-digit numbers.
it's on the left, then the thermal becomes 5, 5, 6, 7. But that doesn't really isn't helpful at the moment.
Well, we looked at these, so what about these ones? Because this one here, if it's low, has to be 1 or 3. And then its partner has to be on the crop key here, the black dot. So first off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. If this one was low, we'd have to use 6 or 8. Which both 1 and 3... Well, 3 would be forced to pair with 8. But 1 could pair with 6, which could pair with 3. So just not a 7 from the high digits. Maybe this one is more helpful. 5, 6, excuse me, 5, 7, and 9 are all removed. The left can't be 1 or 8, and the right cannot be a 3. That means the left cannot be a 6. 2, 3, and 4.
That would be a... Oh, no, it wouldn't.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this could be from 1, 2, and 4. Yeah, and this digit being allowed to be this one makes things less complicated or more complicated. It's at least not helpful. Okay, well, let's look at this 10 in column 5, because I think that one's going to be our next most likely candidate for being helpful. 1 and 4, well, more specifically, 1 is out of the middle box. So we are going to have to put a 1 here or here. Because, well, I guess that's not that helpful. So the 1s are here. Now, if I put a 1 here, I'd have to put the 9 here, because 10 is maximum 3 digits, because we can't use 1 in it. However, if I did put a 1 here, then the 9 would have to go here, and that would have to be 3 digits, but 2 and 4 is 6, I would need 4 more. So that wouldn't work. So I cannot put a 1 here. So I'm going to have to put it down here. Now 10 still has to be in at least 2 digits. But could I do 2 digits? Because I already have 2, which would pair with 8, 4, which would pair with 6, and 7, which would pair with 3. So I think that forces a 3-digit 10. Unless I put the 1 here, and the 9 here, and then 8 here. So I guess that doesn't force a 3-digit 10. But a 1 in one of these positions probably would. Because if I put the 1 here, then I can't do 2 digits. It would have to be 3.
Well, that pushes the 9 into box 5.
Right. If I did it here, it would have to be... Well, if I did a 1 here, I know it can't be 2 digits because those are all of the options. So it'd have to be 3, but then there's already a 2 there. So this cannot be a 1. So if this is a 1,
You can have 3, 5, 2, 9 going up.
yeah. And if this is a 1, then it would again have to go up and place the 9 here. So this is a 9 regardless.
All right. So, yeah, so the
So,
high digit on the left side of that German whisper is now either 6 or 8. It
yeah.
can't be 6 because you can't have 1 on the right of the German whisper.
And it can't be 8 because that would already be 10. Okay. If this is a 1 and this is a 3, then I would need 5. If this is a 1, then this would be an 8 to pair with 2. Four isn't allowed here because the left side can't be a 9. A 1 isn't allowed because the 1 has to be one of these two. So this one isn't a 6, which means this isn't a 3. And did we finish out column 5? Kind of feel like doing so. 7, 4, 9, and 2 are all removed from the column. 8 from box 2, as well as 3 and 5. That has to be 1 or 6. In fact, we could probably finish off box 2. 1, 2, 6, and 9, I think, is left over. One, two, four, five. Not enough information. All right. Okay. If this is a 1, then that's an 8. And if this is a 3, then that's an 8. So neither of these can be 8. Which means where's the 8 in the column? The only position left is here. So that's an 8. That's a 1.
5 can't be on the German whisper.
Right. 6 is
Which place?
here. 3, 5. Not a 3, not a 1, not a 3. Take 6 out of all of that. Low digit goes into a high digit, goes into a low digit, goes into a high digit, goes into a low digit. This one cannot be a 4, neither can that one, because that would have to be a 9, but that 9 up here says no. A 4 is required over here. Because if there wasn't a 4, it would be 2 and 8, but 2 does not double to 8. So that makes this a 3. This one is 6. 6 is gone from here. 3, 6, 3. And if 4 is there, it can't be here. This is a 5, that's a 5, 6, 7. 5 is gone from those two, and it's here because we have 2, 4, and 6. This one's no longer 5. Two, 4, 8, 7, 9. 2, 4, 8, 7, 9. This one isn't an 8, but that one still can be. Oh, this can't be a 4. It was required over there. Four and 8 would put 7, 2, and 9. 2 and 4 would put 7, 9 pair.
No,
and an
4
8.
pairs with 9 on the German Whisper.
Well, it depends, because you can have the 2, 4 go either way.
Oh, right, yeah.
But 4 and
But
8 has to go
okay.
one way. But then that means this can be either one, and that those are fine being whatever. Did you still have a question on this one or no?
No, it's just I thought now the reason that yeah, because you had started with the 2 on the left, I think, when you were,
Yeah,
and it just kind of
I probably could have been clearer. But you can put 2 and 4, and that would force a 9, 7 and
right.
8. But if you go 2 on this side and a 4 on this side, that would allow this to be 7 or 9. This would be 7 or 9, and that would be an 8. What's left over in this column? 8, 1, 7, and 5 are all gone. This one has a 6 and a 2 missing. 4 is also removed from this group over here. This one cannot be a 3 because of the 3 over here. Cannot be a 4 because of this. Okay. Alright, we've just got Sudoku left for the most part. I mean, we still have this thermo, which, I mean, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It can't be 9 or 8, because this one is 3 through, oh, I guess it's 3 through 6. So 6 and 7 get removed, and so does the 2 that is here, but then so does 4 gets removed from there. This can't be a 3, because that can't be 2. Okay. 1, 2, 4, 5. Still have not quadruple yet. Oh, I do see a 1, 2 pair here in this column, which means this is a 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, 6. Not a 6, not a 2, which means this can no longer be a 7. 2, 3, and 9 means this is the only 4, means that's an 8, means this is a 2, 7, and 9. 6 is out of both of those. This one isn't a 2. 1, 2, 3, and 7, I think. This one's not a 3, that one's not a 7. 7 has to be next to 1 and 2. What's left over in column 1, 9, 4, 7, 6, and 5 are all removed from the column. Neither of these two can be an 8 because of those two 8s. So we go 1, 2, 3 triple, which makes this one 8. We get a 1, 2, 3 triple here, which means this one's 9. So 6 and 7, I think, is what's left over in the box. This one's a 3. That one's not. That's a 2. Then that gives us 1, 3, and 2 there. A 1 here and here. A 5. Not a 5. These aren't ones. So that gives us 1, 2, 9, 2, 7, 3, 1, 4, and 5. 4, 1, and 8.
Box 6,
And
the thermo. You
has
can't
to
go
be a
from 5 to
6.
4. Yeah.
Let's see. I need a 1 in this box, and these two ones tell me it's at the top. I also need a
6 can be
4.
placed in box 5.
6 in box 5 isn't either of those. Ah, this one over here was something I couldn't see for some random reason, and I still need a 9 in box 4. I still need a 3. It can't be that one. But still be either of these. 1, 2, 4. I still
5
need a
and 7.
5. And 7 and 3. 7. This 7 over here finishes that. This 5 gave us the 5 there. This one is a 9 to finish the column. And we have 4 and 7 left here.
Row 4 is 4 and 2.
4 and 2 in that order. I don't see
7
a
and 8.
7.
Or 8, 7.
And I still need a 3 and a 9. This one's a 5, 6 or 8, 4, 6, 2, 8, 7, 4, 6, and 7. And we're done. And numbers.
THE. 20 is T. 8 is H. 5 is E. CHI. T. S. The chips. Uh, okay, 23 is W. 5 is E. 18 is R. 5 is E. Okay. So oh yeah, the chips were 3 is C. 15 is O. COO. 11 is K. Cooked. The chips were cooked. 10 is J. 21 is U. 19 is S and T. Just. Just right.
Nice.
And I was able to go through those in a fairly rapid because I know some of the numbers off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I
It
just have
helps
to
that it
go
was
back and forth from there.
Yeah. It helps that it was in themed with the puzzle, because the name of the puzzle is a slowly heated chip sandwich.
Yeah.
Um, so chips and cooked. But yeah, I definitely could not have done that, that quickly. I'd have had to go through here and be like, okay, A is 1, and then B is 2, C is 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then D, E, F, G, H, I, and then continue on that way. Yeah, probably put a J here for a 10, and then just go to the next row, and then do the same thing.
You should go through 13 because there's 26 letters of the alphabet.
That's true, but I wanted to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then
Ah,
K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y Z, and then this is the 10s, the 20s, the 30s, or I guess these are, excuse me, units ending with 10, and then these ones are all 10s ending with 20, and then these are 20s.
uh-huh.
I don't know. Maybe I made it confusing because now I ended up confused on what numbers those are, but I don't know. I've tried to do something like that. It doesn't matter, though we were able to solve it in the end. We don't need to save that one. Yeah, that was fun. I got an extra little puzzle at the end. Let's go on to the next one. And this one is, if I can get Notepad to go back to standard font size. Anti-King Adventure in the Fog by Chip Sounder. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row column and 3x3 box. Excuse me. The grid is covered with fog. Placing a correct digit logically will clear the fog from the surrounding cells of that digit. No bifurcation necessary. Digits in a dotted cage without repeat sum to the total given in the top left corner of the cage. Adjacent cells on an orange dash must have a difference of at least 4. Cells separated by a white dot must be consecutive, and clues outside the grid sum the digits along the indicated diagonal. Digits may repeat if other rules allow. No negative constraints.
So okay, I thought maybe there was an anti-king. You can't have kings move, but I didn't recall seeing it or hearing it. Okay.
It is pretty heavily implied from the name of the puzzle.
Yeah, that's why I was looking for it, but
Yeah. Chip Sounder was in chat earlier, at least. If he can confirm. But I'm going to say that it's probably true. If these differ by 4, then 1 in 5 is 6 minimum. So the maximum here is a 7, but then you'd have to be consecutive. This one would be maximum 4. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Wait, no, they just differ by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But yeah, because, well, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 4 is all removed. 3 would pair with 5, that's not allowed. 2 pairs with 6, those differ by 4. 1 and 7 works. Okay.
Well, that 13 cage, if you
Mm-hmm.
have consecutives,
Yeah.
1, 2 obviously doesn't work. 2, 3 would be 5 when you need another 8. Either 2 or 3 would work with an 8.
Mm-hmm.
3 and 4 is 7, and 6 doesn't work with either 3 or 4. 4, 5 is 9, you need another 4. 5, 6 is 11, you need a 2. 2 would work with 6. 6, 7 is 13. So the consecutive is either 2, 3 or 5, 6, leaving the leftover either 8 or no, wait a minute. 5, 6 is 11, and and a 2. 2 would work with 6, but not 5. So you can't have 5 on the right side of the crop key.
But that does mean we have to have a 2. So that removes 2 and 1, which means we have to have a 4 in here, which means the remainder is 6, which means we cannot use a 3. So this is 1, 5, 4.
And now in the 8 cage in box 1, cannot have
Oh,
B26. It's got to be 1, 7. Yeah.
right. This 18 cage is not complete, correct? Am I reading that correctly? I mean, I guess
It
I
looks
could
like
just
it
go in
continues.
settings and turn that. Yeah, that's a little bit more clear. So, I mean, this is going to be a multiple of 3, because if you take the middle digit and say that that is x, you have x minus 1 and x plus 1, and you add those all together, that gives you 3x minus 1 plus 1. The minus 1 and the plus 1 cancel out, and so it's just 3x. So, I mean, that means the middle digit, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it can't be a 6. So this has to be 2 or 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a 4, not a 1. Which means I need a 3? Yeah. But one of these two has to be a 3, so that's not. And one of those two has to be a 2, so that's not. The 1, 7 over here says this isn't a 1, so that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a 4. And then 3 times 3 is 9, so I need another 9 to finish the 18. 1, 7, 4, 3, 2, and 9. 5, 6, 8. Well, 12. Actually, hold on. Let's do row 1 first. 2, 3, 8, 1, 5, and 4. This one isn't a 9. If I did a 9 inside of the 12 cage, I would have to
You need
use
1
1
and
and
2.
2. But there's already a
You need
1 in the box. So 9's removed, 9's placed here. So now we have 6 or 7, which means this is 6 or 5.
It can't be 6.
Because of the 1 and the 4 right here. So that's a
Right.
7, and 2 and 3. 6 is placed here. I'm going to go ahead and mark this diagonal in yellow just for later. But this is 5, 6, and 8, but it's not a 5. because of the anti-king rule. Which the puzzle mark, even though it's not listed in the rules. So we're going to go ahead and go with that because it's listed in the title. 5, 6, 9, and 4, I think.
One, 7, and 8.
And one anti-king's there.
And that 1, 7, and 8 takes out the 8 from box 2 in the yellow.
Oh, right. That's 6. Okay. To minimize the 2 orange dashes would be 1 and 5 and 2 and 6, which would be 3 and 11, which is 14.
Right.
But I don't know if that's helpful. We do have 26, which has a multiple of 3 here. "26" is one less than a multiple of 3. So whatever these two sum to, it is 2 mod 3. So that would be things like 5, 8, 11, stuff like that. 14 and 17. So I guess, we get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 and 5 get removed. 2 would mean this was 6. I can't make 20 work. So 2 is gone. 4 would make this 12, leaving 14. And then 9 would be 27, so that's already removed. 8 is 24. I would need 2 more. That's not allowed. 7 is 21. I would need 5, which I could not do because of the 3 and 4 anti-king. Yeah, because that couldn't be 1, 4 or 2, 3. So 7 is gone. 6 would be 18, and then I would need another 8. And if it was 8, that would be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 3 and 5 would get removed. And then this one would not be 1, 6, so this one couldn't be 2, 7. And I started this with being a 6, which is 18 plus another 6. So that would have to be 1 and 7 if that was a 6.
And a 6 would have to be bounded by 5 and 7.
Right. So then
which would repeat in the cage.
we get 4, 3, and 5. That is 12, so I need 14 remaining. So this isn't a 6, so that's not an 8. This isn't a 5, so that's not a 9. Those aren't already 5, so 8 and, excuse me, I can't do math. 8 and 6. This was a 5, that's an 8, and now we've got more done. 9, 6, and 3 is going to be 18. So these two sum to 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 3 and 5 is removed from that one, so it's also removed from here. 2 and 6 is removed from that one, so it's also removed from these two. So we get a 1, 7 pair.
And row 5, the 20 cage, plus the 3, 4, 5 of 12 is 32.
32. So the remainder.
So those last two sums to 13.
And I can't use a
1,
1 to make 12,
yeah.
so this is 7 and 6. 7, 8 pair makes that 1, 1. Or I guess that one and that one, and that one's 1. And then I can remove
So
the
the
yellow
20
here.
cage is now left with 1, 2, 3, 8, 9. No, 1, 2, 8, 9. I accidentally said the 3.
Neither of these two are an 8, so we get an 8 on here, which cannot pair with 9. One, 4, 7, 6. It's all removed. This one and that one aren't 2s. These two aren't 9s. This one isn't an 8. This one isn't 3 or 5.
Well, none of the rest of the box is a 3, 5 because it's a 3, 5 pair.
Right. 2, 8, 9.
Okay, in column 9 on the right side of the crop key. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8.
Are you saying this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 8?
Yeah, it's one of those. But it can't it can't be 3 because 3 would go to 2 or 4, and there's a 2 and a 4 in the column. Two would have to go to 3. That would be fine for going across.
What did we say the minimum was for the two orange dashes? 1, 2, 5, and 6, which is 3 and 11, which is 14. Which means
Yeah.
the maximum here is 5. So we can take 8 out.
But 5 would be left with 14, which is the 1, 2, and the 5, 6, or the 1, 5, and 2, 6. But there might be other ways of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Or is there? Because they wouldn't be
No,
able
it
to
would
use a
have to be 1, 2,
5.
5, 6. Yeah.
So you wouldn't
Oh!
be able to use the 5.
3, 5 pair. 4, 2, 1, 3, and 5. This one cannot be 2, 8, or 9. So 8 and 9 is gone. And if that is 3 or 5, then that gives us 1, 9. 3 would be 7, 8. If this was a 9, everything else would have to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's not possible to put 1 through 4 next to each other. It has to be at
Right.
least something 5 or more. So 9 gets removed.
Well, an 8 would be 1, 2, 3, 5 because it would need 11.
Yeah.
And you can't do 4 apart. Well, 1 and 5. Oh, yeah, because that would leave 3 and 4. Okay.
Okay.
No. 1,
Yeah,
2,
1,
3,
5,
5.
8, 3, 4.
Okay. Yeah. But no, it's 1, 2, 3, 5. So it would be
Oh, there's
3
no
is 2.
4. 3, 2. Okay, okay. Hmm. Excuse me. Alright, well, what's left over in column 6? 1, 6, 4, and 8 all get removed. We already said 9 wasn't allowed. Particularly helpful. So let's finish column 7. 5, 3, 6, and 4. But this one can't be a 9 because 9 has to be one of those two. Which actually means this one isn't 2 or 9. This one isn't a 9. But it can be 2 or 8 because that would be over there. Now, we have 2 and 9 here. But that's not gonna go too far just yet.
Well, the orange with line in the 19 cage.
Mm-hmm.
If the left is 7 or the right is 7, the left
1, 2, or 3.
yeah.
And we need 12
If
left over.
right, if the right is 5, the left has to be 1.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to put a 6 anywhere.
A 3 would have to go to 7 or 8, and 2 would have to go to 7 or 8 because 6 and 9 are both in there.
So does that mean 7's fine? Because it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a 7, right?
Yes.
So if this one's 7, I need 4, so that would be 4, so that would have to be 5, and then I still need a 1 and a 3. Right? Or no? Wait.
Now that's
7,
20.
1. So this would be 2. But I can't do 2 because the 2 here. That would have to be a 4. And then I'm not allowed 3. It's 1, 2, 4, 5 to make 12.
Right.
Because it can't be 1, 2, 3, 6. So the 3 and the 6 squish down to be 4 and 5. So yeah, so the 3 is removed from here. 3 is removed from here. 1's removed from there. And then that. Okay. So 7's removed. Is 7 removed from this one? Because again, no 6, so I have to use 4 and 5.
Well, it would have to be 7, 3 on the orange. Would go,
Yeah.
and that's 10, so we need 9. And 2 and 4, well, 4 would leave 5, which wouldn't work. So it would have to go to 2. So we would need 7, and you can't get 7 with what's there.
Yeah. Okay, so we get 1, 2, 3. We would need a 6. So that removed 5.
I thought that removed the 7 on the right.
It did. Excuse me. 5 is the only one that gives us a 1. It can't be a 9 because of the 9 at the top of the column. 2 and 3 are going to go to 6, 7, 8, 9, but 6 and 9, again, removed by these two. Eight is 11, which we said 1, 5. 2, 3.
Well, 8 is 11, so we need 8. So it's either 1, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 5.
Yeah.
And it would have to be if you put 8 on the, well, 8 would pair with, well, 8 could pair with 2 if it's in box 8. 8,
Oh, okay.
3. But if 8 is in box 9,
Mm-hmm.
8 has to pair with 3. And then we would need another 8, which would be either 1, 2, which would have to be 1, 2, and 5, which would work.
Mm-hmm.
But if 8 is in box 8, it could go to 2 or 3.
Which means this would have to be a 4, because it couldn't be 2 and 3.
Right.
This one would be 1, so it'd have to be 5. And now that's 10,
Too
8.
many.
Oh. So that removes the 8. Oh, can this be the 7? If it's 7, we need 12 more. This would be 2 or 3. Again, this would be a 4. So we're at 11. I need 8 more, which this is minimum 6.
1, 3,
1 and
5.
5.
And that would be 3.
And that would be a 2.
A 2.
Because I have to do 7.
Right. Right. I was
And 4 is
adding
11.
too many.
1 and 5 is 6. 17, 18, 19. Okay, yeah. Just double checking because I am not on top of it.
All right. So that would work.
Yeah.
If it's a 1 instead of a 7,
1, 5, 3.
that's 6. We need 13.
3
We
would
need
pair with
10.
8.
And 2.
Okay.
So yeah, that would work.
Can I do 19 without a 1? Let's just open this up. No, a 1 is required.
Okay.
We can't use 9. And we can't use 6. So now a 2 is required, and so is a 5. Yeah, it's just 3, 8, or 4, 7. But either we get a 2 here, or we get a 2 here. One of those two is a 2, which both see those. So neither of those is a 2. And 1, 7, 8, 9 means that's a 2, that's an 8, that's a 9. 2, 8s, 9s.
Column
We have
7,
1,
178
7, 8,
triple.
9. This
Column
is that.
6. Only one spot for a 9.
This one's that one. And that one. That's helpful. Alright, for some reason I want to fill out row 4. So 8, 6, and 1 is all removed. This one isn't 5 or 7. This one isn't 4, 5, or 9. And now this one.
Well, neither that one nor the one to the right can be 7.
Right. And now this one sees all 4 of those. So 2 and 9 get removed. Everything here. 2, 8, and 9. 6, 7, and 5. This one over here is 6. Again, this one sees all of those. So 1 is gone. Alright, what about these two? 9, 5, 6. And... okay. And then Laura Smith, hello, how are you doing this evening? Says 9 in row 8 is in box 7. Has to be here. And it can't be this one, because if it was this one, then that would be an 8, which would contradict that. So that's removed. A 9 here would place an 8 there. A 9 here would put 1 through 5 there. But I don't think... I'm not seeing anything else to do with the 9 yet. But why don't we just fill out this row? Because we know the 19 has to have 1, 2, and 5 in it. So 1, 2, and 5 is gone from everything. This one isn't a 7, 8, or 9. This one's not an 8, and this one's not a 6. Now these are a consecutive pair. We know that this one's not a 9. It could be 3 and 4.
Well, the left hand of the crop key can't be a 6 because it doesn't have anything to pair with on the Dutch Whisper.
Right, it would pair with 1 or 2. But I think we can say that it's not a 3 or a 4, because if it was 3 and 4, then this would break over here, because this would be 2 and 5, which are not consecutive. So 3 and 4 drop out. Let's see.
So
Laura
now the
Smith.
right side of the Dutch Whisper is high.
Right. So 7, 8, 9 go away. We actually get a 9 and an 8. And that can still be 3 or 4. All right. Laura Smith says, doing well. Found ocean/deep sea exploration streams that have been a whole lot of fun and are also super relaxing. Nice.
Nice.
Did like watching a lot of the Discovery Channel when I was little. So that would probably all be similar amount of fun watching deep sea ocean exploration stuff. This 8 means this one's a 1, so we get a 7 here. That takes out 5 as an option, places a 5, places a 4, and then this one has to be a 2, because we said we needed a 2. 4 and 5 gets removed, 1 gets removed, 3, 5, 5. Stuff gets taken out pretty much everywhere. Go. Okay. And then Laura Smith says Schmidt Ocean Institute and EV Nautilus are the ones I've been watching. Nice.
The column 5, 2, 3 pair does some work.
Looks at 3 here, gives us a 1, 4, which gives us an 8. We get 1, 4,
25,
5 left over.
31, 39.
Which actually, if this is a 1, 4 pair, this must be a 3.
40.
1, 2 pair. It's 8, 9.
42.
4, 1, 4, 5, 1.
I
3,
think the
9,
48 little
7.
killer's up to 42, if I added right.
Yep. So that means we need 6 more. 1, 2, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2 pairs going to give us 7, 1. 4, 5 pairs going to give us a 9. 2, 1, 2, 4, 5, not 5. And then the coloring of the diagonal. And
Row 7 is left with 1, 6, and 7. And it
this one
can't be a 6
6.
because of the
4, 6 pair right here.
And 5 and 6 is left in row 9.
And 6 there. 5, 6, 4, 6, 4, and 5. And we are done. Nice.
So yeah, that just needs the anti-night added to the rule set.
Yeah. Although it is listed in the title.
Anti-king, not anti-night.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah. It is helpful. And if you are using the conflict checker, which I do just to make things simpler, it can help out. It knows the rule in there. But yeah, I would recommend adding that in there, but it's a small thing. Anyway, moving on to puzzle 3. Send. There we go. First try. Changing Tactics in the Fog by Chip Sounder. Excuse me. Any line clue may appear only once. The grid is covered in fog. Logically correct digits will clear the surrounding cells of that digit. Adjacent digits along a green line must differ by at least 5. Digits in a dotted cage without repeat must sum to the total in the top left corner of the cage if given. Cells separated by a white dot are consecutive and not all dots are given. Adjacent digits along a red line must alternate parity, and digits on a purple ren band must form a set of consecutive digits without repeat in any order. Let's go. Um, Well, we know that all of those are the same, grouping wise. And then these ones, orange doesn't really work well. Let's do purple and yellow. And those are consecutive, so that's 4, 5, 6. So we have to have 5, which cannot be on a green line that differs by at least 5, because 5 minus 5 is 0, and 5 plus 5 is 10, and anything 0 and less and 10 or more cannot be represented in a standard Sudoku puzzle.
Well, and if you look at cell 9 of that box, it continues on to the right, so it cannot be a 4 or a 6.
Right.
And the only place
Which
a 4
means
or a 6 is there.
two, 7, 8, 9.
And if it was 4 and 9 in the top there, in the box 18 cage, or the 18 cage in box 7, if on the German Whisper, if that was 4 and 9, well, 4 and 9 is
It's
13,
13.
plus you go down, 5 is 18.
So this has to be 1 and 6.
1 and 6, yeah.
Purple
So 7
is
and we
red,
need
and
11.
yellow is blue. Blue, red. I think this is blue, red, blue. You said 7, so that's 2 or 3.
Well, no, we need
No.
1 and 6 is 7, so we need 11 more. 5 would pair with 6, so it's gonna have to be 4 in the bottom of that 18 cage, and a 7, yeah.
8 out. This has to be 8 or 9. This has to be 8 or 9. This one has to be 3 or 4.
Oh.
Blue. Take that out. And this one is red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That cage is all the digits.
Okay, where does 1 go in that cage?
Well, it's none of those. It can't be either of those, and it's not 5. It's one of
And
these two, but that would be consecutive.
with
So
a
that's not
2,
gonna work.
which is, yeah.
This isn't 6 or 7, so this isn't 6. 6, 7, or 9. Well, can't be a 6 because that would be a 1 on both sides, but clearly that's not a 1. So we have 7, 8, 9 here. Two or 3. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And we need to get to 13, so 2 and 3 is 5, which is 8. 3 and 4 is 7, which would be a 6. 5 is already taken care of. It's 6 that I'm missing. Two, three, six triple here. 6, 1, and 4. Can't be a 4 because that would be 9 on both sides.
Box 4, the last is 5, 8, or 9. Because there's a 7 in the column.
Yeah.
And that's a 5, 8, 9 triple.
5, 8, 9, and 7. One, 6, and 5. Laura Smith says 7 doesn't whisper to 3. 7 here. 2, 3. 2, 6 pair takes 2 out. Takes 6 out.
Well, and 3 and 4 cannot go to 7. That box.
This one can't be a 6 because this one can't be a 1, and also those couldn't both be 1s anyways. So that's a 9. 4, not a 3. It's red. Can't be an 8 or 9 because of the 8 or 9 over here, which means this one isn't 4. 2 or 3 because that one can't be a 9, so it can't be a 4. Three, four, five, 6, 1 and 6, 2, 4, and 5, and 3. Yeah. Let's finish column 4 just for funsies. 1, 8, 9, and 7 is all gone. Column 6 isn't really going to be enough. What am I missing?
Still haven't found a red band yet.
Yeah. Or a red parody line. And it also says changing tactics in the fog. So that might have interesting things happen. Well, what's the rest of row 9? 8 and 9 is gone. 3 is gone. Can't rule anything else out.
Rows 7 and 8 might be a little better. 8 is 1, 3, 6, and 8.
1, 3, 6, 8. 7, 1, 6, and 8 is all removed from row 7. If this is a 4, that would be a 9. Oh, we've got an 8-9 pair. Hold on. 8 and 9 is gone.
So box 1, the 8 and 9 are in column 2.
Right. But I think
So isn't that the
this
only
has to be
7 in box 4?
right. And then there's our red line.
Can follow that 7 across in row 4.
Right. 8, 9, 6, not 6, 2 and 6, red and blue. 9s are gone, 5 and 8, red
And that 6 in box 5 is in a 13 cage.
right. So 4 and 3, 3 and 4. 4's from all
I
of
guess we
that.
could have known
3s
it
are
was
gone.
3 instead, or that it couldn't have been a 4 in the bottom. Or unless we already did, I don't know. Doesn't
Yeah, we
matter
already
now.
knew that this couldn't be a 4 because the 8, 9
Oh,
here.
right. Hey, red line, yeah.
Where is 6 in this box?
All right, well,
It is
that
not in the
red
top
line
row. Not here. Can't be
has
blue
a
and isn't a 7, so that's a 6.
5 on the end.
So 1 is gone.
That's even odd, right?
Yes, parity.
Okay.
Alternate adjacent digits are no longer red line, must alternate parity, oddness, evenness. Odd,
Okay.
even, odd takes out 8. Even means it's a 2. Odd means 4 and 6 is gone. Too slow. Odd goes to even. 3 and 5 is gone. Goes to odd. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. 3 and 9 are already taken care of. And that is the end of our green whisper line. Oh, an 8 means this is a 2. 1, 5, 4. 4s are gone. 1, 2, and 5.
Box
3,
5, yeah.
3, 5, 9, not 9s, not 2s, not 3 or 5, not a 5. But that's odd, so this is even. 4 and 6 is gone. Odd. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Which means this is even. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, not a 2. This one is odd. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Apparently it's just a 1. 2, 4, 6, 8, not an 8. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, not a 1. There's our purple Renban. Even 2, 4, 6, 8, but not 4 or 6. This one sees this, so that's not a 1. Let's finish box 5. 2, 5, and 7. A 7 means 5, 3, or 1, not a 1, so this isn't a 6. That's not a 5, but then 9 and 7 can't connect to 2 or 4.
But could that possibly be a 3-digit 7?
It could be. Either way, if this was a 6, it's not a 1, 2, 4. So that would
Right.
have to be 6, 1. So 6 still gets removed. 5 still gets removed, and so does 7 and 9. If this is a 2 cell, then this would be 3 or 5. If it's 3 cells, this would be 2 or 4. And we'd have to have our 1 here.
Column 5 needs 1, 2, and 7.
Apparently this one's just a 2. And
That's
9
just a
left
9.
over. Okay, these are a pair. I don't know why I did that way. So 3, 5, 7, and 9 to finish this row, and 2, 5, 7, 8 for that one. 5 would have to go to 4 or 6, which aren't there. This bottom one, if it was a 7, would have to go to 6 or 8, neither of which are on top.
2, 8 pair in row 6 now.
Or
3,
Smith
5, 7, 9
says,
quad in box 6, which leaves us 6 in the box. Or 4 or 6, excuse me.
yeah. Laura Smith says row 1, box 3 needs a 5 somewhere. Oh, well that means that this cannot be a 3 cell 7 then, because if it is, it has to be
Right.
1, 2, 4, and so it would have to go 2 and 4 here, because the 1 has to be the last digit, which couldn't be here. And
Right.
then if that was 1, 2, 4, you wouldn't have a 5 because of these 2 5s. So 2 and 4 gets removed from here. We know that's a 2 cell 7. Where are 5s in this box? Because the 5s is sort of a line here. Well, this 5 tells us it's not along the top. And we removed it from this dot because it would have to pair with 4 and 6. We have 4 and 6s like that. Or also those two. So that can't be a 5. So then that means that these two aren't 5, and that is. This is going to be 9 and 3 to make 12. So that's 5, that's 2. This is whatever it wants to be. 7, 8 pairs of 9, 5, 7, a 1 here. That's a 2. This is a 5, a 3. 8, not a 7. Still sort
Well,
of.
box 6 has a 16 cage in it with 3 and 7.
16 cage, 3 and 7 is 10, makes 6.
And it can't go down because there's that Ren band can't go down from the 6 because there's a 5 in box 4.
7, 8, 9. 8, 7, 9. 4, 4, 1. Both of which are low digits. A 1, a 7, 6, 4, 6, a 1, a 4. 4, 6, and 7. There we go. Yeah. Oh. All right. We should have time for one more puzzle. Although I didn't have it pulled up just yet, so let me try to fix that problem. Move this from playlist. Well, I guess I should probably be doing that later, but that's fine. Alright, let's see if we can get this puzzle solved in time. So we have Square Pairs by Derek Leclerc. If I can type properly, or at least my keyboard cooperates, I think it's more so my keyboard is not cooperating, because it seems to be consistent letters that are not typing well. But anyway, Square Pairs by Derek Leclerc. Normal Sudoku rules apply. A pair of adjacent digits along a line sum to a square number. And to keep track of some square numbers, 1 squared is 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, and so on. Probably won't need to go up to 36 or 49.
No,
Because
because they sum
36,
to a square.
yeah. And the
And a
largest one I
pair.
see.
And it says a pair.
Oh, a pair of adjacent digits. Okay, in that case, I can stop at 16. Okay. It's
And
4
we don't
numbers. I
need
don't
one.
need to. Yeah. So it's only 3 numbers. So 1 and 3. All the digits that make 9. And then
And 7 and
16,
9.
which is a 7-9 pair. Well, that makes this one pretty interesting. How does this one work? Well, it's going to have to
It's
be
going to have
1,
to be
3
a
in the
9.
middle.
Oh.
And then 6 and 8 on the outside. Because if I put, well,
Yeah. Because if you put 2 and 7 in the middle, that's 9.
2,
Yeah, but 2
7, but
doesn't pair with anything. 7 would pair
yeah.
with 9 for 16, but 2 doesn't pair with anything else.
We know we can't put 7 and 9 in the middle, because then I wouldn't be able to make
Right.
9 or 4. So it would have to be another 7, or excuse me. So yeah, so the 9 have to pair with another 7, which isn't going to work. So then how do I make 9s? We could do 1 and 8. But then the 8 would have to pair with another 1 again.
Right.
Because it's not from... So the 2 middle digits have to be a part of 2 different sums.
Right.
Either a 4 and a 9. Because we said it can't be a 16. And so, or no, the right pair and the left pair have to be a part of a sum. If they were 9 again, then I would have to repeat a digit. It doesn't matter what these are, right? If I put 9 in the middle, then I can't put 9 on the outside, right? So then the outside would have to be 1, 3, and 7, 9. But then how do I make 9 in the middle? Well, I can't. I would have to do 2 and 7. So the middle cannot be 9. It has to be 1, 3, giving me 8 and 6 on the outside. I think is how that works.
Yeah.
Laura Smith says that makes this 3-cell lines more interesting because the middle digit has to be a part of both sums. Yes. And I don't see any 3-cell diagonal lines. But these diagonal lines here and here could be a pair of 8s or a pair of 2s.
Well, in column 9, we have 2 3-cell ones.
Right.
So, and you can't have both 9s in. So one of them is going to have 16, and the other's going to have 4.
Right. So 1, 3, 7, 9 in the middle.
But you can't have 9 in the middle.
Oh, right, because the 9 isn't going to be allowed. So we're going to end up with a 2 somewhere. So 2, 9, and then 1, 3, 8, 6. But then this one isn't 1, 3, 6, or 8. It's 2 or 9. Which means this one has to be 7, because it can't be 1 or 3. And so this one's 2 or 9. 7 is gone. 2 and 9. 1, 3, 6, 8. Which I know 1 and 3 is up there. It's just whether it's the 6 or 8 that's up there as well. So 1, 3, 2, 7, 9. Can we do something interesting over here? I don't think so, because this one isn't that helpful.
Yeah, it could be 9. It could be 4. No, it can't
Right.
be 4.
Because the 1, 3.
Right.
But it could be 7,
So
9.
yeah.
But this one, and this one, and here are still 1, 3, 7, 9. Except none of them could be 9 for the same reasons these two couldn't be 9s. So then that's not a 7 because it's there, and we get a 1, 3 pair.
Well, and 1, 3 is going to have to be paired with, yeah. So 1, 3 is going to be one of them. So doesn't that make it 7 on the?
Right. 2 and 9. 2, 7, 9. And 5.
1, 3. 1, 3, 6, 8 come out of the bottom in row 8 or row 7.
So I think that has to be a 4.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me double check because I took something out. Okay. 2, 7, 9, and 1, 3, 6, 8, and a 5. So that's a 4. So this has to be a 5 to go along with it.
2, 7, and 9.
Yeah. Which
2 pairs
2,
with
7,
7.
9,
7. Yeah.
or 2 and 2.
Oh, right. It could be 2 and 2. Now, column 7 has a 1, 3 pair.
Mm-hmm.
So the
It would be 2 and 7, 4 and 5. You can't do 3 and 6.
can't do 1
Can't
and
do 1 and
8.
8. And then 9 would pair with 7. can I do anything more with these? Like, especially the bottom one?
Well, we know one of them has to be 1 and 3.
Right. And the other would be 7 and
Well, or
9 and 2. Okay, well, 1, 3, 6, 8, and 2, 7, 9. And whichever one of these is 2, 7, and 9 pairs with that. Which means that neither of those, I mean, I can just type everything. 2, 7, and 9 is all out. So it's 5 from these. Now this one can still be a pair of 8s. But this takes out 1 and 3. So if this was a 4, it would have to be a 5. A 6 would have to be a 3. An 8 could be 1 or another 8. No, I was going to say that this couldn't do 1 or 3 here because of these, but no, that's not a problem. However, I did make a blunder, I think. Because these aren't required to be... I've made a mistake if one of these is required to be 7. Do they have to be? Could they be both 1, 3?
One could pair with 8 and 3 in the center. If one's in the center, 3 in the center pairs with 6 and 1, and it would actually work.
Darn it. Okay, back up then.
I think.
So that is true that what those can be is there, but it doesn't mean that I get a 2, 7, 9 to finish out this column and what can go there. Although this is restricted by this and this. So if I put all of the digits, then 5 and 7 because of the box, 1 and 3 because of the 1, 3 over here. Okay. I mean, a pair of 2s is an option. Except it isn't, because those couldn't both be 9. And if that's a 2, it sees that one. If that's a 2, it sees that one. One of those is a 2. So I can't do a pair of 2s. So if this is a 2, that one is a 7. 4 pairs with 5, 6 pairs with 3, 8 pairs with 1 or 8, and 9 pairs with 7. Okay, 3 is gone. So it's either 7, 9, or 2, 7, can't be 3, 6, 4, 5, and it can't be 1, 8. This one.
The short line in row 6,
Uh-huh.
it can't be 1, 3. Or no, it can be 1, 3. It can't be 7, 9 or 2, 7. Can't be 4, 5. So it's either 1, 3, 1, 8, 1, 6. or 3, 6. Whatever those numbers were that I meant to say together.
Mhm. Okay. What I want to do is I want to paint my 13s or my 1-3s. Can I paint any more of them? Well, if this was 1 or 3, because we know that the middle has to be from 1, 3, or 7, if this was a 1, that would be a 3, which would break. And if this was a 3, that would be a 1, which would again break. So this one isn't 1 or 3.
Box 6, the red has to be in the center.
Right. That's not box. Yeah, that is box 6, excuse me.
Is there a reason it can't be in row 4? And blue in box 9.
I don't think I'm making progress.
No.
Am I required to have A1 or A3 on here? Yes, because 8 pairs with 1 and 6 pairs with 3. So I have to have A1 or A3 on here, but I don't know which side. And because this could be 1 or 3, mm, if this were 1 or 3, that would be 1 or 3. What am I missing? What's left over in this column? 2, 7, 9, 4, and 5 are all gone. 1, 3, 6, 8. Okay, this is it. This 1, 3, or 6, or 8 plus this 1, 3, 6, or 8 means this one cannot be 1, 3 in the middle. Because if it was, it would be 1, 3, 6, or 8. And then I would have 5 cells from
Right.
4 digits. So this is a 7 in the middle with 2 and 9 around it. 2, 7, and 9 get removed. And then this has to be a 4, 5 pair.
Yeah.
Then these
Column
are 2,
4,
7,
the
9,
7 comes down.
1, 3, 6, 8. And then we get 7s going down column 4, like you said. And 1, 3, 6, 8. This one's not 1 or 3. How did I get a 2 there? So this is 1 or, excuse me, 1 or 3.
Oh,
So I
column
need 7.
7 has a 1, 3 pair.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Something broke because I have a 2-9 pair. So this is a 7. But now I have 2 and 9. It can be a pair of 2s.
Pair of 2s.
And then I think you said something that I overlooked
Column
because
7 has a 1-3 pair.
1-3 pair, which takes the 1-3 out of that. There's also there as well. This can't be a 7 anymore because that's not a 2.
It can't be 4, 5. They're at the bottom of column 7
Right,
because
the
it
4,
would
5
break
up
the,
here. This ends up
and
being
that travels
7.
up.
9, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 4 and 5. 6, 8 pair. 4, 5, and 1 or 3. That 4 or 5 up here.
Rows. Look at row 8.
Row 8. 4, 5, 9.
1-3 pair in
3
box
pair.
9.
First try. All right. 4, 5, 9. So 1, 3, 6, or
1-3
8.
pair in row 9.
Except 1 or 3. 6, 8 pair. So then this is
9.
the upside down version of 6. Laura Smith says 9 in box 6 is this one, and 9 in box 7, which we just squared away. I guess pun intended, despite not
Oh, yeah.
really intending it.
Box 2, the 9 cannot go on the red line because it has to pair with 7.
Right. Okay, so
So
9 is
9 in
gone.
box 2
So
is to the
7
left
and
of
2.
that line.
But this cannot be 1 and 3. So this
Right.
has to be 8. But there's lots of ways to make 8, so I'm going to get rid of that. Laura Smith says 7 in box 5. So this 7 says no, this 7 says no, that 7 says no, this 7 says no, so we get a 7 there. This isn't a 9.
We have all the 9s now.
Not
No.
quite. 9 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sevens, I think, are close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Twos. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not there, not there, not there, not there. So that's 2. So that one's a
Column
2.
5 needs both a 1 and a 3. And it can't go on the red line in box 2. Oh, well, it could because it could go with 6 and 8.
Right. One, 3, 4, 5, I think. But if this was 4 or 5, it would go with another 4 or 5, which would break this one. So this has to be 1 or 3, paired with 6 or 8. Two, 7, 9, 1 and 3. 4, 5, 6, 8.
Row 3, column 4. What would that 8 pair with?
Nothing.
5 pairs with 4, 6 with 3, 1 with 5. Okay. Or 1 with 8, whatever that is.
Oh, excuse me. 8 and 8. is still an option.
Oh, right. Good thing you caught that because it's like, no, we can't do that.
Yeah, we know it's not 4 because the 2s and the 1, 3 here, and the 7, 9 here means it cannot be 7 and 9. So this has to be 9 or a pair of 8s for 16. One, 3, 6, 8, and a 4 or 5. This one isn't a 5. 5, 9, 7, 2. 5, 7, and 9. 7, 9.
Column 9 has a 1, 3, 6, 8 quad. Six, 8 pair in column 1. Laura Smith says 6, 8 pair in column 1.
And that gives me a 1, 3 pair in row 8. That was not as helpful.
Can you color your 1, 3s now?
Probably. Let's start with this one. Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, blue, blue. Okay, where's red in here? Well, can't be any of those. So we know we have red and blue there. And then we know red has to go for those 3. It can't be a 9. That one, top's not going to be blue. Not quite. Leave it half colored like it is. Could I do something
Color
with the
4,
6 and
5s.
8s?
6s and 8s or 4s and 5s.
Yeah, let's do 4s and 5s since you highlighted that one first. Let's make these purple, and purple can pair with yellow. I think that's as much as I can do with 4s and 5s. So I'm actually going to go back to 6s and 8s. Actually, this is to say, I was going to do the 6s and 8s as being blue and red, because they're sort of paired together.
Right.
Because this blue in the middle means we have a blue 6/8.
Well, box 7 has a red 6, 8.
If this is a red 6/8, this one must be a blue 6/8, and therefore this is a blue 1/3. And this cannot be a blue 6/8.
Or a blue 1-3.
So this is the red 1-3. That means this was a 4. A red 1-3 there. So then this one has to be the red 1-3. Laura Smith says that could have been a red 6-8. But no, this is the blue 1-3s. I think. Just to go back real fast. So this has to be a red 6-8 because of this one. So this is forced to be blue, which means this one's blue. This blue 1-3 has to have a blue 6-8 next to it. So this one cancels that one out. So then this one can't be the blue 6-8, therefore it must be the red 1-3. Therefore this isn't 1-3, it's the blue 6-8. And now this is, again, the red 1-3. So 1 and 3 is gone from those. And red and blue 1-3 both look at this. So this is a 4, 5, 4, 4, 4, 5. A red 1-3, which is going to take 1s and 3s out of all of those. 4 is gone, 4 is gone. This is the red 6-8. So this is the yellow 4 or 5. This is the blue 6-8. And if that's the blue 6-8, and again, this blue 6-8 over here means we can't have blue in the middle, which was also true from that one. So then this isn't the blue. So that is blue 6-8 here, 6 and 8, 6 and 8, 4, 5 pair. So this is the red 1-3. 1 and 3 is gone for both of those. Okay, whatever digit this is, it's blue. Whether it's the blue 1-3 or the blue 6-8. Well, it can't be the blue 6-8, because if it was the blue 6-8, it would pair with the blue 1-3, which this one cannot be. Therefore, that must be the blue 1-3, which pairs with the red 1-3. And we get a blue 6-8. 4, blue 1-3, 5, 4 and 5, and now we get yellow is 5, purple is 4. Row 4, we get the red and yellow, which is 5, and that's an 8, which is going to pair with another 8. Red and blue. So now we get the red 1-6s, the red 6-8s are all 8s, and the blue versions are all 6s, and the blue 1-3s are 3s. You'd think I would do this in a more systematic fashion, but apparently I don't want to. 5, which is going to be yellow, 4, which is going to be purple, 5s are yellow, 4s are purple. Need a red 8, and then I just need a blue 6. Here we go. Nice. That was a hard puzzle, I think. Because painting the 6s and 8s, I think, was really important there to figure out how things went together. I think I probably didn't need to paint the 4s and 5s, although I used it at the end. I probably should have taken the paint away from 4s and 5s and painted the 6s and 8s with purple and yellow instead, but
Well, no, it made more sense to do them pairing with the 1s and 3s.
yeah. But I could have used yellow and purple to pair with the 1s and 3s as well. Just
Yeah, but it
because of
made it
the
more visually impactful
yeah.
if they're the same color,
Mm. Um
because then you have to remember, does purple go with red or does
yeah. Um I'd probably do yellow with red and purple with blue. Because these two are more similar than these two. Or these two are more similar than these two. Because purple and red are equal distance ish, depending on what color of purple this actually is. But yellow is just greenish red. um, but yeah, anyway, gotta see if this is on Logic Masters Germany, but that will be it for today. So anyone who watches this back, thank you so much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. If you want to see more content on the channel, that is going to be Sudokus on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Single player games on Wednesdays around 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And cooperative games on Saturdays at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So the single player game is still the Final Fantasy VII Remake on hard mode, and the cooperative game is going to be Earth Defense Force 4.1, The Shadow of New Despair. Gonna play that I think for just 1 week before we go into the Ascent. But yeah, and if you don't like bugs, don't watch that one. Well, don't watch the Earth Defense Force because that's a lot of bugs. But yeah, Laura Smith says, could mark the pairs with both colors. 3 would have been blue, purple, for example. Yeah, I could have done that as well. But it does also end up getting complicated when I'm marking certain things. But there are trade-offs because, like I said, using red for both numbers while pairing them very well made it a little bit more complicated when trying to finish the markings. Because if the digits are yellow, then I can just hold Control and Shift and double click on the number, and it'll give me all of the yellows. Same is true for purple, but if I'm doing that for red, then it highlights both the 1s and the 8s. But it's all right. Yeah. Lord Smith says Zeta streams can get a bit wild with notations, usually in color. Yeah, I have had somebody tell me I do too much notation, and I was just like, okay,
yeah,
fine,
whatever,
whatever.
if you're the one doing it.
Exactly. But yeah. I would just say this is on the harder side of average. It's definitely, I think, a difficult thing to think of painting these 6s and 8s and the fact that they go together, but it is pretty important to the puzzle and how this line here works. So if you do that earlier on, then um, then that would make things easier. We probably could have started painting this as soon as we got this, and then got more things earlier on. And yeah, Laura Smith says, "Nah, you have the controls. You do what works for you." Exactly. Yeah, that's one of the philosophies because I've had people hop into my stream and be like, "Hey, play Fortnite, bro," and I'm like, "No, I'm already playing this game. What are you talking about? Go away." But yeah, no, some people on in the live chat have been, luckily infrequently, annoying, but it is what it is. I had somebody who would hop in my chat and they would delete their message like 5 minutes later. Like I'd say it and then they would delete it, and it was just sort of like, what are you doing? But like they would sit in chat for like hours. So it was just like, I don't know. I think I eventually muted them because like that was annoying. Like I can't do anything with their messages after they're deleted. Um, which is weird, really weird, because I feel like I should be able to still moderate um a deleted message. So I should be able to go in there and be like, what did that message say? And then like oh, that was inappropriate. Okay, ban. But I don't know. Is what it is. But yeah. Anyway, I've already done the goodbye spiel, so yeah, we will see you next time.